Welcome friends. In this video, I am going to show you the substation civil and structure activities which I had gained through my own experience. First, let me see the purpose of substation. There are many purposes of substation. Here are few which are listed here. Distribution from large power grids to utilities, transformation, power step up or power step down, conversion of AC to DC or DC to AC, whereas AC is an alternative current and DC is a direct current, switching, cutoff or divert or converge, augmentation, adding a new base to an existing substation, metering to assess the consumption of large or divergence of power, fault protection is another purpose, and controlling, monitoring the supply and requirement, strengthening to reduce loss of power on long run transmission line. In the right side top, you can see a picture illustrate about the power plant and the entire transmission system. Whereas the power plant is a power generation unit. Next to the power plant, we are having a step-up substation, which is connecting and distributing from the power plant to high voltage transmission lines, whereas from the high voltage transmission lines the power is converted to a medium voltage transmission lines through step down substation. Also the same step down substation also distributing powers to a large factories. Then coming from medium voltage transmission line to various utilities through distribution lines. The distribution substation solve the purpose. The distribution to utilities like residential, hospitals and small commercials and educational sectors. There are also few other purposes which might not be listed here. Type of substation. Type of substation is widely divided into and based upon the insulation system and based on operating methods. Based on insulation system, we are having AIS, air insulated switchgear, GIS, gas insulated switchgear. And the third one is hybrid, which is a combination of AIS and GIS. This picture on the top left, which is showing the AIS, which is a air insulated switchgear having a wide range of face-to-face distance. Generally, this AIS substation required large area of land when compared to GIS. Then the next picture on the right side is a gas insulated switchgear type of insulation system, where this three conductor for a three phase shall be transmitted through a closed conduit which are filled with a gas called SF6, sulfur hexafluoride. This gas shall be utilized as a insulation material among the three closed circuit conductors. So generally that GIS equipment are costlier when compared to AIS equipment, whereas in the other hand for AIS it required a large space of land. Also it also include some large scope of stormwater drain and metal spreading, which are other civil scope. And in case of GIS, special care to be considered while designing a GIS hall, which is a major building which are having a higher height compared to AIS buildings. So next is based on operating methods. Based on operating methods, we are having four types here. PAS, plug and switch substation, which is a simple type of tapping off or on off switching substation. And the second one is FACTS, flexible alternative current transmission system, which is a power quality enhancement techniques. And BESS is a battery energy storage system. It is a storage of power system. and HVDC is a high voltage direct current. This is a direct current system substation. So this picture in the bottom is a outdoor pass equipment, which is a comprises of equipment along with its structure and the control cables. This pass also having both the indoor and outdoor type. This is a top view of FACTS, Flexible Alternating Current Transmission System. It's a power quality enhancement system. This power quality enhancement used to done using a technique called static wear compensators, where the reactor and capacitor are the main equipment for this power quality enhancement system. Here the TCR, which is showing in the right hand side, is a thyristor controlled reactor, and the TSC in the left hand side, it is a thyristor switched capacitor. Addition to that, for conventional main bus and transformer, CT current transformer is another equipment required, and a disconnector. So these are the main equipment we can see in FACTS, Flexible Alternating Current Transmission System, and accordingly the structure and foundation to be designed. This is a battery energy storage system, where having a three major component of battery housing, converter and transformer. The civil scope, major civil scope for this is foundation for battery housing, foundation for converter, foundation for transformers, and some oil separation system if it is required as per the contract agreement. And steel, if you are talking about the steel scope, means it is a design and installation of a steel structure for battery housing might be also in contract. Next is a HVDC, high voltage direct current. This top view of the picture shows you the component of converter building, which is a major building in any HVDC project. So the converter building having the component of control building, DC hall negative, DC hall positive, valve hall positive, valve hall negative, reactor hall. Special care should be taken for a reactor hall to protect the structural steel, because that reactor is subjected to magnetic impulsion. For that reason, the wall and the ceiling should be covered with aluminum sheet, where aluminum is a non-magnetic metal. Addition to this converter building, there are also other components which are kept as outdoor: AC yard, AC filter, a maintenance building, wall cooling system, cable trenches, stormwater drain, and grading system, grading of land. Substation civil components, which are widely comprises of outdoor structures, outdoor foundations, station buildings, other general civil activities. Outdoor structures are having the components of gantry structure, lighting or lighting mast, equipment support. Whereas outdoor foundation, either it may be a open or pile foundation having the components of equipment, gantry tower, transformer, reactor, lighting and lighting mast. Station buildings are having the components of control or switchgear buildings and GIS hall. Control and switchgear are applicable for AIS, air insulated switchgear substation, and for gas insulated switchgear substation, GIS hall along with the control room are applicable. Other general civil activities such as cable trench and cable conduit crossing for transporting the cable, even it is a power or communication, and firewall for transformers and reactors, oil separation system for transformers, stormwater drain, access road, retaining or compound wall, fencing. So these are the major civil components. When coming to outer structure, there are gantry and lighting mast structure and equipment support structure. Here we are going to look about the gantry and lighting mast structure, which are widely classified, depends upon their connection type, material and structural arrangement. For connection type, there are two, lattice and welded. Lattice you can consider as a, lattice means it is a bolted type, bolted connection type, whereas all the bracing are diagonal or horizontal bracing to be connected using bolt to the main leg members. In case of welded, all the bracing and all secondary and primary members to be connected to its leg using welded. Materials means we are having steel, concrete and timber, whereas concrete and timber are old fashion of construction technology, and nowadays that modernized substations used to have steel as a predominant material. And structural arrangement self-supported and guide wire. So this self-supported is most probably it is the predominant structural arrangement for gantry and lighting mast. In some cases, guide wire, rope are used for gantry and lighting mast structures. So this picture shows you a 765 kV gantry tower which are holding three-phase conductor of quad. Quad is 4 numbers of conductor. This is another view of the same 765 kV gantry. This is a 400 kV gantry structures having a girder holding three-phase twin conductors. This is an old fashion of concrete gantry. This is another view of the gantry structure along with the transformer and its foundation and firewall. This is a lightning mast pictures. In the left side, the high level, flood lighting and medium level flood lighting is displayed, and in the middle it is a hollow circular profile tower for a lighting mast. In the right hand side, it is a lattice bolted lighting mast having a 2 level of platforms. This is equipment support. Equipment support is various type, depends upon the connection type, lattice, weld and semi-welded. Generally the semi-welded type of support, we can see where the manufacturer of equipment is designing this same structure. If structure is coming along with the equipment, then this kind of a semi-welded structure we can see. And type of equipment, here I had listed major equipment which are required for the substation. Start with the disconnector or call it as isolator, a earthing switch, current transformer, voltage transformer, post insulator, surge arrestor, cable sealing and wave trap, reactor and capacitor. Whereas here the reactor and capacitor can be used for power quality enhancement. These pictures are a tentative view of various equipment, various major equipment I can say. So here CB stands for circuit breaker. Circuit breaker, the main function for this to break the circuit in a system. CT is a current transformer to assess the current flow of any system. Voltage transformer VT is a equipment to assess the voltage of any system. Disconnector is like a switch on or off purpose. Like in our own house, we used to have switches to on light and fans. The similar kind of function this equipment used to done. And surge arrestor, the main purpose is to arrest the unwanted surges and the lighting which are come from the line inside and nearby transformer. Generally this surge arrestor used to keep nearby transformer and where the line is entering. And this PA is a post insulator. It is not a special equipment. This main purpose is to support or hold the conductor which are running over it, and it shall be mounted in a structure. And in the right side, little bit down, we can see WT as a wave trap or line trap. This main purpose of this equipment is to trap or filter unwanted communications or waves from various sources other than the substation requirement. And the next from the right below is the cable sealing and the CAC. This cable sealing end is served its purpose to connect or to seal the cables which is coming below ground level and to the overhead line transmission. And other two equipment pictures shows from the left bottom to the middle is a reactor and the capacitor bank. These two equipment are used for power quality enhancement. So this photo in the left side, you can see the support and the equipment for circuit breaker, disconnector, current transformer and the gantry structure, voltage transformer, surge arrestor. In the right hand side picture, you can see the bus bar structure with the PA mounted over that and aluminum tube as a conductor. So here you can see the equipment like wave trap, surge arrestor and post insulator. Whereas this surge arrestor and the post insulator is having a corona ring on the top. This is applicable for the higher voltage substations to resist huge sound. And in the right hand side you can see the circuit breaker equipment along with its structure. This is an old fashion of supporting structure for equipment in concrete. In left hand side you can see concrete support structure for equipment called a disconnector, and in the right hand side you can see the single phase concrete equipment support structure for surge arrestor. Next is outdoor foundation. Outdoor foundation can be widely classified into open shallow foundation or pile foundation. Even in open shallow foundation there are isolated footing, combined footing, mat, raft and block foundation. Generally that isolated foundation is mainly applicable for equipment and building. In case of a single phase equipment, that isolated foundation is apt for that. For combined foundation is applicable for equipment and building also. For three phase equipment or equipment like disconnector, circuit breaker, this combined foundation is applicable. And for mat or raft foundation, which are applicable for gantry structure, gantry tower and lightning mast, or even for firewall. Firewall sometimes also to be mounted on isolated foundation where if it is constructed using framed structure like a column and beams. And block foundation, these are applicable for transformers and reactors. And the next is pile foundation. Again is classified, depends upon the material and operation methods. For depends upon material, it is having a steel, hollow and solid. In concrete, in situ, precast and pre-stressed. Also timber. Timber is a old fashion and nowadays it is not usable. And in case of operation methods, driven pile and bored pile. So this photo shows you a precast single isolated foundation which is ready for structure to be mounted. And this picture shows a single and combined foundation for two columns which are prepared for building. This is a tower foundation having a 4 number of pedestals over it, which shall be called as mat or raft foundation. This is a transformer foundation along with the firewall and transformers. This is a rear view of transformer with the tertiary equipment and its support. So general civil works for substation are cable trench, cable duct crossings. These are mainly used to hold the running cable trench under below ground level Sometimes there are elevated cable trench or trestles also applicable for general civil works. Generally, this cable trench are constructed in in-cast concrete, cast in situ concrete, or sometimes it may be a precast concrete also. In some substations they are doing with a masonry works. Access road may be in concrete or bitumen or even soil macadam. This is mainly required for maintenance and transportation purpose, and a railcam road for transformer hauling. Firewall for transformers and reactors. A firewall generally to be constructed using a RCC shear wall with a raft foundation or framed structures compiling column beams and brick infield, or fully masonry. Either it may be a first class fire clay bricks or with some stone masonry. Oil separation system for transformer is required whenever there is a high environmental pollution is concerned by the customers, or it is added in the contract scope. We have to consider oil separation system is nothing but we need to separate the contaminated or burned oil from the stormwater drain, and the same separation to be done, and only the water should be discharged to the nearby disposal unit to avoid the environmental pollution. Next is a stormwater drain. This is very important in every substation because the total substation is electrified. So there should be, the substation should be dried off as much possible. So this stormwater drain to be designed accordingly, so that there should not be any stagnated water within the substation when there is a huge rain or storm. The stormwater drain can be designed using a RCC, reinforcement concrete closed conduit, or open, or even the brick masonry or stone masonry. It can be applicable as per the technical specification requirement and the project site requirement. So retaining wall or compound wall fencing, this is also required for a substation to avoid unauthorized person to be entered or public to be entered without any authorization. Grading, grading is nothing but if the substation is laid over a various level, or the land which is aqueous for substation construction is in a undulated area, we need to do a major cutting and filling. So this is also to be considered in civil works for a substation. So this photograph in the left side, you can see the cable range running along with the precast cover slab over, and the right hand side you can see the opened cable trench which is in construction process and having a tray support, cable tray support as a painted one. Here you can see 4-way cable trenches with the perforated cable trays. So this picture shows the importance of access road. Generally, this access road, either it is in bitumen or concrete, it should be placed for circuit breaker maintenance and transformer maintenance, because the transformer and circuit breaker is a main equipment in a substation which required high maintenance, high frequency of maintenance. So for this maintenance purpose we need this access road, and not only for this, for transportation and any moving vehicle, if needs to be entered into the substation, we need this access road. This is a 4-way railcam road for a transformer hauling and maintenance. This is a typical fence. Fence cannot be a limited categories. There are various categories like a palisade, a barbed wire fencing, chain link fencing with galvanized wires, or chain link fencing with the PVC coated wires, or electrified fencing also available. So it's depend upon the customer requirement. This is a oil separation system which are designed as a concrete element below ground level. So this is having a dimension of 6 plus 2 meter length, 3.4 meter wide and 2.4 meter height. So this to be constructed below ground level. In most of the substation, as this type of oil separation system is having much civil construction activities, this oil separation system can be replaced with a mechanical oil interceptor. So this is a view of mechanical oil interceptor, where this kind of mechanical equipment required only the civil foundation at site. So thanks all for watching this video, and we will be see you again with another interesting video. If you find any feedback or suggestion to be shared with me on this video, please feed your comments on this comment section. Thank you. Bye bye.